everyone. Welcome to the Broker with the Hat podcast, Courtier avec le chapeau. Bienvenue. I'm Peter Bowering from Sutton, Groupe Centre West, NDG Westmount, but I work everywhere in the city, no problem. So a lot of people have asked me just in the course of conversation with clients, I find out about them and they find out about me, and they ask you, so how did you get into real estate? Sometimes people ask me, so what's with the hat? And I said, well, I'm also a musician. And you can see there's some gear hanging on the wall that these are instruments I actually play. So I've been wearing hats, similar hats like this for many, many years. So when I got into real estate, there was no reason to change. But I ran my own graphic design company for many years, and I really decided that I wanted to get into a job that had more contact one-on-one with people. I've always liked people. For some reason, I have the kind of face where people are not afraid to stop me, to ask me for the time or money or directions or anything like that. At one point when I was younger, I tried to grow a goatee, and it was all black, and I tried to look as sort of as mean as I could, and it didn't really change anything. People still stopped me. So that's just the kind of face that I have. So I thought, why not do something that's more people oriented? So coming from the graphic design field, I was thinking that, I could become a project manager, client relations, some kind of thing like that. So I started applying to jobs, and I would end up often in the last three, and go for like a hour-long interview and a half, and then I wouldn't get the job because I think that people were afraid, well, he's never worked in a corporate environment, and how's he going to play well with others or something. I'm not quite sure, but I never got those jobs. So one time I was sitting at home. I had just come back from an interview for two separate jobs at the same company, and I thought I could do either one of these jobs, and then I found out I didn't get either of them. So I was sitting in my living room, and my youngest son, who was around 13 at the time, he came in and say, "Hey, what's up?" And I said, "Well, I'm kind of bummed. I just came back from this interview, and everything went really well, and I could have done either of these jobs. I didn't get either." So he paused in the hallway and looked at me and said, "Dad, you should become a real estate agent, because when people come over, you just love showing off the house, don't you?" And I sat there and actually went, that is an amazing idea. And then I had to think about it for a little while, and I thought, well, how can I do this? And so I actually called a friend of my mother's who was actually at Groupe Sutton Centre West. And I called her up and said, how do you get into this business, and what do you do? And so she was saying, well, you do open houses for other brokers who have 5 listings, and they can't be in all 5 places at once. So you do open houses, and you meet people, and you create relationships, and you go off and you help them buy. Maybe they buy that place, maybe they buy another place. So I sat and thought about it, but really right away I knew it was the right thing to do. And so I shut down my business. I went and signed up for the course, and since 2010 it's a much more intensive training. It's 6 months of full time, and then 2 very long, grueling 3-hour tests to make it through. And I made it through all that. And I'm an anglophone, as you can tell, mais je parle français aussi. Quand j'étais petit, mes parents m'ont envoyé à l'école française. So I decided to do the course in French, and that way I wouldn't have to get a certificate from l'Office de la langue française. Je vais avoir mon permis en français. Il n'y a pas de doute, j'ai appris tous les termes légaux. Ça m'a aidé sur ce niveau-là. And I got my license, and I've been at Groupe Sutton Centre West ever since. It's the best. That's the best people running it. They're so helpful and collaborative, and it's a wonderful environment. And that's how I became a real estate broker. So my youngest son told me I have to give him like most of my money because he's responsible for me becoming a real estate broker. And it's actually true. He is the one responsible. If he hadn't made that comment, I don't know if I'd be in this business. But it's many years later. I'm having the time of my life. I love it so much. I remember after a couple of years, I was out late visiting with clients, and I got home about 10 o'clock at night, and my wife's saying, "Oh, that's a long day." I said, "Yeah, we had visited with these lovely clients, and then after the visit, we went back to. They said, "Hey, you want to come back to our place, and we'll talk about everything we've seen." So, went back to their place, and I walk in, and my client says, "Do you like red or white wine?" I'm like, "Red." So we sat down and ate Miss Vicky's chips and drank red wine, and talked about real estate for like 2.5 hours. And then I came home, and I was home at 10 o'clock, and my wife said, "Yeah, it's a long day." I said, "Yeah, it's a really tough day." So there's a lot of perks of working with people. Everybody's unique. Everybody is interesting. Everyone has a story. And you get to do fun stuff like that. You get to hang out and talk about real estate. And so that's part of the joys of being in this business. Being able to celebrate a purchase or a sale that's gone well. And I certainly enjoy that. And so, look forward to meeting more people and helping more people. And that's what I want to do. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.